Hi YouTube, Envyous Customs here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get set up using TunerPro. So first off, what is TunerPro? It's a free application which you can use to read live engine data as well as view any fault codes from your engine. It is not suitable for VZ, VE and VF Commodores as these would require an OBD2 compliant software and cable. What we're using today is an ALDL cable, and I'm assuming that you have purchased one of these from us and have installed the required drivers and followed the tutorial. But for this one, I'm just going to be using a brand new cable, and I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to get set up and started. So first off, I'm going to plug in my cable. Just plugged in. You can hear Windows make its sound. For a lot of you, you'll see a little Windows box pop up saying installing new device, and then it will say little value saying COM3, COM6, it will be something. In the tutorials I provide in the CDs, it shows you how to go to device manager. So you go to device manager, under ports you'll see a COM port, so USB serial port, and mine is on COM14, so I need to remember that, COM14. Let's go ahead and minimize that. So first off, we need to get set up in TunerPro. So first go to Tools, Preferences, click on Data Acquisition and Emulation, Interface Type, Plugin, and then we want to do Configure Plugin Component. Alright, so now I need port type, I want standard serial, and then also port number. I want to choose COM14 because that's what I had. Alright, so that's good. So before I continue, I want to show you what happens when you haven't got something plugged in, or when you go to use this again and you haven't got the cable plugged in. So if I unplug, now go to Configure Plugin Component. As you can see, we have little curly brackets around COM14. This means my cable is not actually available because it's not plugged in. If I go to Test for Valid Interface, I'm going to see a bad message. So cable not found or functioning. So that means it's not working. Even if I plug my cable in right now and do it, it will say it's not working. So if you have little curly brackets, or you can't see any COM ports underneath, it means you haven't got it installed properly. So I'm just going to quickly cancel. And I'm going to plug this back in. Alright, now I'm going to configure plugin component. Alright, I want to select COM14, and now I want to test for valid interface. So before you do anything, make sure your cable is unplugged from the car and also is plugged into the computer. It can't be plugged into the car because the car's communication will interfere with this little test. It has to be unplugged. So test for valid interface. Cable is found and functioning. Awesome. So let's go OK, OK, apply, final OK. And so now that's the cable set up. Now we need to actually select our vehicle definition file, our ADX. So that's what this dash is. You might not see this quite yet. So we'll get this set up now. So let's go to Acquisition, Load Definition File. On the CD provided with your ALDL cable, if you go into Software, TunerPro, XDF files, and then depending on your vehicle, for me I'm about to connect to a VY, so for the VX, VY and VU Commodores you can select from here. I'm going to be using the ADX developed by Yoda69. He's a very brilliant, very intelligent man, has developed all this information for us to be able to read live data from the engine and see all the fault codes. So now we have this loaded up and we can see our engine dash, transmission dash, and also we can see our DTCs. Awesome. So now let's go back to our dash. I'm just going to open up the engine one. So now to get connected, all you need to click is the acquire data, connect and disconnect. That's how you connect and disconnect from the vehicle when logging. So before you click on this, we need to plug in our cable to our vehicle. So right now I have my ignition off. I'm plugging in the cable to the OBD2 port underneath your steering wheel. So now I need to turn the ignition on. I had mine on just now. I'm going to turn it on now. Ignition's on. You don't have to start your car, but if you want to read live engine data, obviously you're going to want to turn it on. So I'm just going to start my car now. Alright, so my vehicle has just been turned on, and now I'm going to go ahead and connect to my vehicle. Okay, as you just saw then, you saw erratic values appearing. That's quite common to occur. All you got to do is click disconnect again and then connect. Alright, did it again, so connect. There we go. See how now our values are sort of making sense? It's very common for it to display erratic values. it just takes a couple connects and disconnects. This occurs due to the data needs to sync, or how the software needs to sync with the vehicle. You just got to connect and disconnect a couple times. It's very common. If you didn't hear just then, my cluster LCD, you just heard that little chime. It's the engine check chime. That's normal. You don't have to worry. You don't have to freak out. That happens every time. This occurs due to how the software communicates with the vehicle. It actually stops the communication to in the vehicle so that it can read the live engine data as quick as it can, which is what we're seeing here. That's how we see our values very smoothly. Some ADX files you use may cause the error, some may not. It depends on how the developer has made the software. But it makes your vehicle still run normal. As you can see, I can still rev. Still works fine. That's not a worry. We can see other information, transmission. We can see where we are. I'm currently in park, that is right. Also you can see the DTCs. Now here I should have a fault set. Here we go, the low fan communication failure, DTC92. This is always set, or at least using this ADX. That's what causes the little warning to come up on the screen, simply due to how the software communicates with the car. Don't worry, it's not damaging your car, it's not causing a problem. It's just how it's done. Let's go back to our dash and see our live engine data. And that's how, as simple as that, to get connected and get started and watching our things. You can quickly see smooth data coming in. As you can see, my two sensors are fluctuating a bit. That's alright. All this sort of information you can actually save and log. You can easily just see by hovering over the little icons to see what they mean, but you can log the session and you can actually give it into tuners, give it into forums and stuff, and ask them to analyze it if you're a bit worried about how your car is working, or if there should be something that you need to look at. It's a great way for the do-it-yourself man to diagnose your own fault and save a lot of money from taking it to Holden or a mechanic. It's the same process that they would use with their diagnostic tools to read the fault codes, as these display all the fault codes you would normally get in your vehicle. If you have any questions, please let me know. Feel free to subscribe and comment below, and I'll try and post up more pictures as I can. There we go. As we can see, my left O2 sensor probably needs changing, as it's changing erratically. A little bit of a worry, but this is the sort of stuff you can post up and show. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.